Okay, sir, let's meet you.
Okay, my name's Honorable Chief Dr. Yohanna Dangiwa Joshua. I'm the president and founder of JoJo Classic Foundation and the chairman of JoJo Classic Dynasty.
Okay, it's a privilege to meet you, sir.
My pleasure.
Um, we would want to share your experience about this foundation. What actually inspired you to start up this project? I mean, to have this up, to set this up.
Well, just as I always tell people, this foundation is a vision, and it's a vision that started a very long time ago uh, when I was a child, to be precisely. And I've nurtured this vision. I've grown with it. It has grown with me to this extent. And I grew up with this mentality, believing that when you give back to the society, service to humanity is service to God. And it always pleases my heart when I see that I render one form of assistance to another person and you see that person smiling. It gladdens my heart a lot. And this is what has kept me going, and to reach out more and to do better, I decided to set up this foundation together with some people that have like minds and felt the need for us to go into this fully.
So, over the years, what have been some of the challenges you have faced in in setting up this foundation or in rendering those services or keen to your vision?
Well, every responsibility, of course, have comes with a challenge, and whether you like it or not, in life, everyone has his own challenge, and there is no success without a story. And I want to tell you that presiding over a foundation like this has not been an easy one. Coupled with the fact that we need finance to be able to run a foundation and to be able to meet up with the people's need. Why? Because the needs are numerous, but the resources to be able to meet up those needs are always the challenges of foundations like this. And I want to tell you that one basic challenge I've faced as an individual and as an organization is the issue of finance. Because since the inception of this foundation, I want to tell you that I've single-handedly sponsored all the programs, and everything, including the staff salary of this organization, comes out from my own pocket. And we have lack sponsorship.
From conversations with people, some say you were born with a silver spoon, and that is why you are able to carry out some of these projects. So, what would you say about this notion?
Well, everybody was born with a star. Yes, everybody was born with a star, and I'm not an exception since I'm a human being, not an exception. And anybody that said I was born with a silver spoon should go back and trace the history and to know where I came from. Just as I always tell people, if you want to talk about somebody, or you want to know, have a full details about somebody or any successful man, go and trace his foundation. And I want to tell you without fear nor favor, and I'm not ashamed to tell you that I come from a poor family. I was never born with a silver spoon. But along the line, I still thank God. Why? Because to some extent, my family was also better off than others. Because having grown up from a family where my dad happens to be a civil servant, my mom also was a civil servant with low income. And I have to tell you that the same way every poor child passed through to gain education, that was the same way I also passed through. I've never been in a private school in my life, and I know what I passed through even in that institution to get where I am today. So I was not born with a silver spoon, and whatever you see me doing today, or whatever I've given back to the society, is what I discovered in me, the potentials I discovered in me that I put into use. And all the resources that has come through there is what I'm channeling into the foundation. And as I said earlier, there is nobody that can start boldly today and say he has given Honorable Jojo 1 naira to put into this foundation. I've single-handedly done it, and I didn't get the resources from anywhere. I get the resources from other business which I do. Thank God in your presence you saw me making some calls. So what I get from other business is what I channel into the foundation.
All right, so just 2 more, and then we're done.
Okay.
You know, there are young people who actually have so much to do. They are skillful, and they have this minimal support from the society and people who are close to them. So, as a young person that you are, too, much more advanced anyway, what would you say to them? You know, to encourage them, especially in this kind of system that our country is operating.
Well, one part of your question I like is some youths who have one skill or the other. I want to tell you that we are in a global society today, that the world is looking for somebody who has something to offer. So if you have something to offer, you have to put it into use. If you have something to offer and you are hiding it in your sitting room or in your parlor, or you are wasting it in one beer parlor in the evening or one birthday party to the other, how will people discover what is in you? So if you feel you have anything to offer, wake up, come out and show that this is. That is what I was telling you earlier. I say, see, I thank God that our youths of nowadays, most especially in the baggy setting, that have discovered the potentials in them, what they have to offer. They are coming out to showcase it. You understand? They are coming out to showcase it. And by doing that, we are becoming mentors to the younger generation. So if any youth thinks he has something to offer, he should come out and tell us, this is what I can be able to do to the society, or this is my own quota I can be able to contribute. Then from there, we'll pick it up. But once you hide your talent, then we will discover it.
All right, sir. You know, there are these, in quotes, wealthy men
Yes.
around us
Yes.
who have so much, but their hands are so tight. If you are in a position to talk to them, what would you say?
Well, you know, we are in a very dangerous society that I can talk about myself and what I've been able to gather as an individual, but I cannot talk about somebody's wealth. Why? Because somehow I don't know how he managed to get to where he is. I don't know the source of his wealth, and but if I would be given the opportunity to discuss with them, I would advise them. Why? Because we have youth that have potentials, but the only challenge we have is that little push. Another major challenge we have is our so-called wealthy people, just as we have earlier said, are not empowering the younger generations. If they can channel little of their resources into youth and women empowerment or whatsoever empowerment, I want to tell you that with no distant time, just as you know, gradually we are beginning to take our place. But if we can get these people to channel into their wealth into empowering the young ones, just as we are trying to build some young ones from here, I want to tell you that in no distance time, when these people are on their own, we would have succeeded in reducing the stress even on themselves that feel they are because when you are able to empower 1 or 2 people and tomorrow he becomes wealthy, automatically he has even reduced the number of people that will be running to you to seek help. Why? Because you have empowered these people, so they should be able to also empower others. And I always tell people, I say, I wish our leaders can see the danger of not empowering the younger ones. Because once they are not there today, who will take over? Because you didn't empower anybody. So you think you are gathering wealth for yourself, for your children, and forgetting that you are supposed to groom others that will even be help to your children tomorrow. But God will help us.
All right, so lastly, for us at Invest Networks, we are glad that you're doing this for younger people who are coming up. So what would be your last words for us at Invest Networks?
Well, I want to commend you for what you have been doing, and I want to tell you also that I'm very, very proud of you. As a matter of fact, when I heard about what you're doing, I was very impressed. When I was told you were going to pay me a visit, I said, wow, it's going to be a nice one. And just as I've said earlier, don't forget that every responsibility comes with a challenge. And what you are doing today, you were not called to do it. You woke up and saw that this potential is in you. And this is the only way you can give back to the society. And that is why you are doing what you are doing. So I want you to put in your best in what you are doing, not minding, because whether you like it or not, you're going to face so many challenges. People will say different things, but just do your best. And you know what you're doing. And I want to tell you that when you are focused and you don't allow any distraction to come your way, you will always get to where you're supposed to get to. But when you allow distraction to begin to come in, you discover that even your family will even want to kill your vision. You understand? But just do your best. And we in JoJo Classic Foundation, the only thing we can tell you is that we are here for you. And wherever and whenever we feel you can come in as an organization to see how we can join us and ensure that Best TV moves further, and to tell you that we are always ready to avail ourselves.